Good morning, everybody. Happy Easter. Easter around the world today, huh? Easter Sunday. So that means in the Western world, maybe not so much in England, and maybe not so much more in America, but people still get out of bed and go to church on a Sunday morning to go participate in the service of new life. What is it? It's a cycle of life, isn't it? On Friday, and then on Sunday, it's somebody rose again. So, when I first started my journey in this sort of stuff, I was like kind of late. I was never taken to school or taught anything about the Bible or anything about the journey of Jesus. But when I was like in my early 30s, I guess I've always had an interest though, but in my early 30s I really started digging into it, trying to understand what everything was about. And then I went to America when I was like 41, traveled a while, and then eventually about 43 settled down in North Carolina. And I met a guy who asked me to go to his church, so I was like, okay. And I guess I said it in such a matter-of-fact way that he didn't really think that I would go, but I just said, I'll go when I come back from England. I'm going to England on a holiday, and then I'm going to come back, and when I come back, I'll go. And he was like, yeah, right. Anyway, I was there the day I said I was going to go. And I went to that church, and not followed anything. I was learning. I wanted to learn. So I started reading, and I was listening to people talking and teaching and so on and so on, and I heard about different people talking, and I thought, And eventually I left that church. The reason why is because I didn't feel the guy who was running the place had a sincere heart, so I left. I went and found another place, and then I stayed there and grew and grew and grew. And then I grew a lot there because I'm not talking about growing in religion. I'm talking about in who you are. So I kept going to these different talks. I'd pay out of my own pocket to drive, hundreds of miles. One time I flew from North Carolina to Northern California, and I think I changed planes 3 times. 3 times to get to where I wanted to go, to a conference. It was a prophetic conference, and they had like some of the top world leaders or speakers in their field, and I went there and I was like, wow, this is really cool. I met some interesting people and some things happened. But I left that church too because I felt that you can only grow as high as your teacher, right? So get to the point, eventually you don't need a teacher anymore. Why? Because you become a craftsman, and you can go to other teachers for specialist information. But once you get to a point, you go, I like this. You feel strong enough to go out and understand on your own. So I did that for a while, and then I come to a place, I thought there's got to be more, there's something missing. So just for fun, I just jumped on a plane and came to Thailand. That was my second time in Thailand. And then I went to Bali, looking around, went to Java, met some really cool people in Java. Been to India, Nepal for 5 months. Just wandering around, reading and studying online when I had free time and trying to understand. And finally I came to a place where I thought, something? I think I understand. And today, I'm not religion. I would say religion is a vehicle, like a taxi. It takes you from one place to another. Once you're finished with the taxi, you don't have to pull the taxi around with you for the rest of your life. It was a vehicle that took you from one place to another. Much like a scooter, much like anything else. So whatever you need to find your information or learn your journey, you know, use that to help you grow. You know, you can ask people questions and stuff. But one of the most fascinating things I found was in India, in Delhi actually. I was getting in a taxi to go somewhere, and you know, and the thing about India and Delhi, most people can speak English, you know, pretty good, which is a blessing. So I get in a taxi. I asked the guy where I wanted to go. You know, told the guy where I wanted to go, and he said fine. And I looked on his dashboard, and he had all these little figurines, one of Christ, one of Krishna, all kinds of other figures, you know, in Hindu figures as well. And I said, hey, what do you believe? He says, oh, they all point in the same direction. I'm like, wow, cool. So again, they're vehicles to point you in the same direction. Signposts, whatever you want. What happened in paradise? I come out here to water the garden. What happened? The sky is like boom boom. I say, yeah, whatever. Boom boom, whatever. You're not gonna come. Boom boom boom. Whatever. Whoosh. Now Kevin's cold. Earlier sweating, then the cold front comes in so the rain can come in. Wet. No need to water now. Everybody's like, hey, I need some water. What do you think? Beautiful, huh? Rain. I know in England, people be saying, shut up. I have enough rain. Well, that's why you live on an island in the middle of the ocean. You get wet. I was beginning to think it's not going to rain for like... Somebody's grumbling. I was, for 3 days or 4 days, it's been like, you know, real muggy and sticky and nasty air before it rained. It's just like day after day after day. I was like, come on, when are you going to get busy? And so when it did it today, I was like, oh, here we go again. Then I heard, I was sitting in the house actually, and it went crack, dang, you know, like a real, makes your belly rumble kind of, you know, loud. And what happened? Whatever. It got me. So you can see the hoses out. See the hose? I thought, well, if you're going to come, I'm going to do the shade garden, get it wet before you come. It beat me. So the orchids and the ferns in the shade garden are all watered. And it started coming down while I was like, I'm going to get wet. And I got wet. And then, so I ran around the back and do the pots in the shade at the back of the house. To come back again, I was like, I'm freezing. Can't win, huh? I had t-shirt on and not sweating. I just wanted to say while you guys are here, I've been trying to say this for a few days, but because I did all that food videos and they were a bit long, I kept chopping it out. But I just wanted to say about your comments. You know, you would go through life and meeting friends and family and things like that, and you never in a million years think you're going to meet people online that are kind, compassionate, and are really genuinely nice people. And I say today, I want to say, it's good that it was today actually, so on Easter Sunday, that I get to say, it's my pleasure to meet you guys. You know who you are, and I could probably say most of you, you know, everybody, because the ones that who are nasty are already deleted. So all of you who are watching this, buckets of blessings, and thank you so much for sharing your kindness with me. So back to Easter. You know, what is the egg? What is the rabbit? What is the significance in that? You know, I started to study that years ago, trying to understand. And I think that the significance is, I can't be sure. The egg is a new beginning. The rabbit multiplies, perhaps. I don't know. But anyway, somewhere in America, all over the place, there will be Easter egg hunts at the fire station, at the village hall, churches, all around. So, not here though, because Easter's not celebrated here. Maybe at a church, local church, and there is some churches in Ayutthaya. There's a Catholic church and a couple of small Christian churches. I've never been. I've been to the Catholic church just to look at it, not to attend a service or anything. Today I'm not really into attending anything. I can spend my time here in paradise, connecting to what it is I believe I want to connect to. And so that's me on Easter Sunday. Good morning. So I want to say this. I have something in my hand. I have something in my hand. And I'm sending it to you guys. What is that? Buckets of loving blessings. And it's my prayer that when it arrives and touches you, you will physically feel it in your heart and in your body. So if you need a healing, if you have pain, let the pain be gone, let your healing come, let a smile come on your face. And I hope you enjoy your day alone like me, alone like me, or in a group, whatever it is that you choose. But whatever it is, buckets of blessings, loving kindness, pour all over you and your family and your home. See you later, guys.